Hi, have you been trying to learn Norwegian but feel like you're just not making real progress? Do you ever feel stuck, frustrated, or maybe even confused about exactly how you should study? Maybe you recognize yourself in some of these situations. You probably spent countless hours watching random YouTube videos. Maybe you downloaded several language learning apps that promised quick results. Perhaps you've even bought books, tried some online courses, or joined group lessons, but despite your efforts, you're still unsure about speaking Norwegian confidently and understanding coherently. Have you ever visited Norway or perhaps spoken to Norwegians only to realize you understand some words here and there, but when you want to reply, you freeze up? Or maybe you're feeling uncertain about grammar, pronunciation, or word order, and this makes you reluctant to engage in conversations. Many learners also tell me they struggle because native speakers seem to talk too fast, and the sentences just blend together, leaving them lost and discouraged. Believe me, I fully understand how frustrating this is. I know how demotivating it can be to invest hours, weeks, even months into something without seeing real results. But here's the thing, you are not alone. I've worked with hundreds of students from all over the world, and they frequently share with me exactly these kinds of experiences. They often say things like, I feel stuck, I'm not making real progress. I can understand a bit, but I'm just too nervous to actually speak. I've tried so many things, but nothing seems to really help me. Do you know why this happens? It happens because most resources available today are scattered, random, and not very practical. Sure, they might teach you a handful of grammar rules, a few words, or some vocabulary, but they rarely equip you with what truly matters: the confidence, structure, and practical skills you need to speak real Norwegian with real Norwegians. If your goal is to become fluent in Norwegian, if you dream of living, studying, or working in Norway, or if you simply want to connect more deeply with Norwegian friends, family, or colleagues, you need something much more effective than random videos, casual apps, or outdated textbooks. What you need is a structured plan, clear guidance, and daily support. My name is Erlend, and I've been teaching Norwegian to students from all around the globe for several years. Over these years, I've discovered exactly what works and, just as importantly, what doesn't. I've witnessed firsthand students who thought they'd never master Norwegian suddenly experience breakthroughs, building confidence, speaking fluently, and finally feeling comfortable in real conversations. I've learned that the key to mastering a language is to learn it the way it's actually used, through authentic content, real life situations, and relevant cultural contexts. Learning Norwegian isn't just about memorizing vocabulary lists or grammar rules. It's about understanding and experiencing the language as it naturally occurs in daily life. That's exactly why I created the Way to Norway student program. This program was designed specifically for learners like you who want to move beyond the beginner stage or wherever you currently feel stuck and finally speak Norwegian with real confidence. Our method provides you with structured daily content, clear explanations, interactive exercises, and practical resources. Everything you need to steadily build your skills and become fluent in Norwegian. Instead of random topics, at Way to Norway, you learn through real, current, and engaging subjects drawn directly from Norwegian society, culture, and everyday life. You'll gain skills that immediately translate into real world conversations. This will help you become confident and capable in speaking Norwegian naturally and comfortably. I believe you absolutely can achieve this. I've seen it happen again and again with my students, and I know it's truly possible for you too. If you're ready to finally move beyond the frustration and take your Norwegian skills to the next level, then join me. Start this program. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how the Way to Norway student program works, what you'll get access to, why our unique approach truly delivers results, and why I'm confident that you will succeed. Let's take a closer look now at exactly how we're going to transform your Norwegian language skills step by step. Before we dive deeper into exactly how Way to Norway will help you master Norwegian, let's first talk about why learning Norwegian can feel so challenging and frustrating in the first place. Maybe you already experienced some of these common problems yourself. First, there's the overwhelming lack of structure. You'll probably notice that most of the resources out there, free YouTube videos, random websites, apps, and even expensive courses, don't always seem to follow any clear step by step structure. You might find yourself studying something completely different each day, or jumping between grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and phrases without any clear connection or context. When you learn in a scattered way like this, it quickly becomes confusing. You might learn a grammar rule on Monday, practice vocabulary on Tuesday, but by Wednesday you've forgotten both because they weren't connected or practiced in real life situations. Second, there's the issue of motivation and consistency. We all start learning a language feeling inspired and enthusiastic. Maybe you thought, this time I'll learn properly, this time I'll stay focused. But after a while, motivation tends to fade, especially if you're not seeing clear, measurable progress. Without regular progress and clear milestones, it's very easy to lose your enthusiasm and eventually stop learning completely. Third, most traditional methods lack authentic real world context. How many times have you learned random phrases that you'll never actually use? For example, maybe you learned to say, the cat drinks milk, or the duck eats bread, or something silly, but you probably realize these phrases won't help you much in everyday conversations with real Norwegians. Unfortunately, many traditional language courses still rely on artificial sentences and scenarios that don't reflect real Norwegian life. And when you finally meet a Norwegian person and try to have a real conversation, you feel lost because the vocabulary and phrases you learned weren't practical or relevant at all. Fourth, you might struggle to improve your speaking and listening skills. Maybe you can read or write some Norwegian, but when it comes to actually speaking with real people, you freeze up. Many of my students tell me I can start some, or when we start teaching or when we have our first classes, they often say, I can understand some Norwegian when I read, but when Norwegians speak quickly, everything just blends together and I lose track completely. This problem comes from not having enough daily practice and daily input with authentic spoken language. To truly improve your conversation skills, you need exposure to how Norwegians actually talk, how we pronounce words, our natural speech rhythm, and common expressions we use every single day. And finally, there's the lack of personal guidance and clear goals. Learning a language entirely on your own without feedback or clear direction can quickly become lonely and frustrating. It's easy to feel uncertain and overwhelmed, especially when you don't have anyone to ask for guidance or help when you get stuck. Without clear feedback or achievable daily goals, you might even start doubting yourself, thinking, maybe I'm just not good at learning a language, or I'll never be able to speak Norwegian fluently. All these problems together create the main reason why so many people give up learning Norwegian. They don't see clear progress. they become frustrated, they feel stuck, and in the end, they believe it's impossible for them. But here's the truth: it's not impossible. In fact, it's very achievable if you have the right tools, resources, attitude, and a structured plan. So think about it. What if you had a clear daily plan telling you exactly what to study each day? What if every lesson was based on practical, real life Norwegian? What if you had engaging tasks designed specifically to improve your speaking, listening, and real conversational skills? And what if every day you could actually feel yourself getting better, feeling your brain starting to churn, building the skills and confidence needed to hold natural conversations in Norwegian? That would obviously completely change the way you experience language learning, wouldn't it? This is exactly what Way to Norway provides. In the next part of this video, I'll show you precisely how my unique approach works and why students all around the world are finally becoming confident, skilled Norwegian speakers by using our structured and practical system. So let's now take a look at the solution, the Way to Norway student program, and how it will solve these problems step by step for you. So, just before we talk in detail about exactly how the Way to Norway program works, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself, who I am, why I created this program, and most importantly, why I truly understand the challenges you face in learning Norwegian. My name is Erlend, and over the past several years, I've taught Norwegian to hundreds of students from all around the world, from busy professionals moving to Norway, students preparing for university, to individuals simply dreaming of one day visiting and connecting more deeply with our beautiful country. Throughout this journey, I've heard countless stories from students about their struggles. They've told me about the frustrations of trying to learn Norwegian without structured guidance. They've shared their experiences of feeling stuck, feeling overwhelmed, and feeling even embarrassed because they didn't know how to communicate effectively in real life situations. And every single time I hear these stories, it resonates deeply with me. Even though obviously Norwegian is my native language, I was born and raised here in Oslo, in Norway. I've still personally experienced the same feelings myself when learning other languages. I know how frustrating it can be when you desperately want to communicate clearly and concise, express yourself in a natural way, but the words simply won't come out. You don't know what to say, when to say it. I felt the anxiety. I felt the embarrassment of making mistakes or the fear of being misunderstood in front of others. And I believe because I have experienced these challenges myself, it quite honestly became sort of my mission to help others avoid this frustration, to create a method, to create a way of learning that feels natural, structured, engaging, and above all, effective. I noticed that traditional language learning methods often fail because they're disconnected from reality. Too many students spend hours memorizing irrelevant vocabulary or grammar rules without ever actually using them in real conversations, without ever actually understanding where something applies. They end up knowing a lot of theory, but they have no practical experience and they don't know how to communicate comfortably in the real world. That's why I decided to build something completely different, a program that directly addresses the problems you experience, a program built around what truly works. With Way to Norway, I created a unique learning approach based entirely on authentic Norwegian, real life scenarios, actual conversations, cultural insights, and relevant topics that genuinely matter to people living in or connected to Norway today. My goal was simple: to give you clear, daily guidance so you always know exactly what to do next, to keep you motivated with short, achievable daily goals that provide clear progress, to use authentic Norwegian content, real news articles, real cultural stories, real conversations, real literature to ensure that what you learn can be applied immediately to real world situations. And perhaps most importantly, to build your confidence so that speaking Norwegian becomes something you feel comfortable doing every day, not something you fear or something you avoid. I genuinely believe that anyone can master Norwegian. It's one of the most simple, straightforward languages in the world. And no matter their previous experiences, if given the right tools, structure, and support, they're going to learn. You will learn Norwegian. I've witnessed incredible transformations with my students. I've seen students who initially couldn't hold even basic conversations become quite confident, very fluent speakers, able to live, work, and build meaningful relationships in Norwegian society. These transformations never fail to inspire me, and they remind me why I love teaching so much. But here's what I want you to know most clearly right now. If you have been struggling to learn Norwegian, it's not because you aren't capable. It's not because you are stupid. It's simply because you haven't yet had access to a method that actually works for you. I designed Way to Norway to give you that method, to create that method. And in just a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how the Way to Norway student program is structured, what resources you'll have immediate access to, and why our unique approach truly delivers results. Together, we can overcome those barriers that have held you back and finally help you achieve the fluency, confidence, and joy of speaking Norwegian that you've been longing for. So, let me show you right now how the student program works and how it will make this dream happen for you. So, a deeper look at exactly how the program works and how it will help you finally master Norwegian clearly and confidently. From my experience, I've discovered that successful language learning depends on three critical elements: structure, authenticity, and daily consistency. So, first, let's talk about structure. One of the main reasons students get stuck or frustrated is because their learning is random or disorganized. Way to Norway solves this problem completely. When you join the Way to Norway student program, you'll have immediate access to carefully designed, structured learning modules updated every single day. Each day, you'll find clear instructions and activities ready for you, exactly what you should read, watch, and practice. There's no guesswork. You know exactly what to do when. You never have to wonder what you should study next. Each lesson builds clearly and logically upon the previous one, taking you step by step towards fluent, confident Norwegian. Every module contains simple, effective, and engaging activities specifically designed to improve your vocabulary, grammar, speaking, listening, and comprehension skills, everything you need to learn Norwegian. You get daily tasks, interactive grammar exercises, helpful vocabulary lists, listening practice, speaking prompts, and carefully structured writing tasks. Everything designed to build your confidence day by day. The second thing is Waiting Norway offers something that most language programs and unfortunately most Norwegian teachers and language teachers don't offer, which is authenticity. To truly become confident in Norwegian, you must learn the language the way Norwegians actually use it. With Way to Norway, you won't be memorizing irrelevant phrases or artificial dialogues that nobody actually says. Instead, you'll be engaging with real life content, taking directly from Norwegian newspapers, TV, radio, social media, and daily conversations. Every single week, we introduce fascinating, relevant topics from Norwegian society and culture. You'll learn about current events, Norwegian traditions, social issues, topics that real Norwegians care about and are talking about today. So imagine yourself reading, listening to, and discussing actual topics that Norwegians talk about with their friends, colleagues, families. Topics like current news, culture, politics, lifestyle trends, health, technology, sports, and entertainment. This approach helps you immediately see the practical relevance of what you're learning. It keeps you engaged, motivated, and excited about your progress. Third, let's talk about the importance of daily consistency. Research clearly shows that learners who engage regularly, even if only for a short time each day, achieve fluency much faster and retain language skills longer. That's why the Way to Norway program gives you short, manageable daily modules designed specifically to fit your lifestyle. Every day's module typically requires only about 20 to 30 minutes of focused work. That's it. Just 20 to 30 minutes each day will help you steadily build your Norwegian skills without ever feeling overwhelmed. Of course, you're welcome to do more, progress faster, but just this short daily investment will lead to powerful results over time. And here's the real beauty of this approach: you never have to wonder if you're making progress, because every single day you clearly see and feel your skills improving. You gain vocabulary, become comfortable with grammar, and notice improvements in listening and speaking skills every single day, every single week. In addition, every module is clearly marked by difficulty, helping you measure your progress and see exactly how far you've come. You'll feel motivated to continue learning because you see clear, consistent growth every day. When you combine these three essential elements, structured learning, authentic language, and daily consistency, you create a powerful formula for language success. That's exactly why students who join Way to Norway experience rapid progress, increased confidence, and real world fluency in Norwegian. But a quick summary for you exactly, or a quick summary of exactly what you get when you become a student at Way to Norway. So you get structured daily modules with clear, organized lessons with step-by-step instructions each day. You get authentic learning materials, relevant content directly from real Norwegian media, conversations and cultural contexts, interactive activities and tasks, carefully crafted exercises that actively build your speaking, listening, reading, and writing skills, real life vocabulary and grammar, practical grammar explanations, vocabulary lists, and usage tips, constant motivation and progress, daily manageable tasks that show you clear, measurable improvements in your language skills. So imagine yourself just days and weeks from now, finally holding conversations confidently in Norwegian. Imagine feeling comfortable speaking with Norwegians in everyday situations, whether at work, university, or in social gatherings. That vision is not only possible, it's exactly what you're going to achieve with Way to Norway. So, in just a moment, I'm going to briefly explain why my unique method is so effective and different from traditional language courses, and exactly why it will work for you too. So stay with me a bit more because you definitely don't want to miss out on that mechanism, this method. So the truly important thing that sets Wage Norway apart from all other Norwegian courses or resources you probably tried before, and that thing is exactly the reason why our students achieve rapid and lasting fluency in Norwegian. So I call it just the Way to Norway authentic learning method, and here's exactly what that means. So, Way to Norway is built, as I stated many times now, around authentic real life Norwegian content. I don't mean simplified textbook scenarios or artificial phrases no one ever says. I mean the language real Norwegians speak every day, every single day. And it's incredibly important. This is incredibly important because if you want to comfortably communicate with Norwegians, whether at work, school, in daily life, or socially, you must learn the language exactly how it's used in real conversations. So I'll say that one more time. If you want to communicate with Norwegians, you must learn the language exactly how it's used in real conversations. Through the student program at Way to Norway, each module uses recent, authentic content directly from Norwegian news sites, popular podcasts, radio broadcasts, TV shows, and everyday conversations. This ensures that you're always learning relevant vocabulary and useful expressions. Language skills you can immediately use in real life situations, but authenticity alone is not enough. That's why the second part of our unique method is daily structured learning. Instead of overwhelming you with endless grammar rules, huge vocabulary lists, or long, complicated lessons, Way to Norway breaks everything down into small, daily tasks, carefully designed modules that can be completed in just 20 to 30 minutes per day. Why does this work so effectively? Well, a lot of research clearly shows that shorter daily learning lessons are far more effective than longer sporadic study sessions. You need structure, you need repetition, and you need a lot of small mountains, not one giant one. And this daily repetition, these small tasks allow you to remember more vocabulary, understand way more grammar naturally, and build your confidence step by step rapidly. The result? You make consistent, measurable progress every day. That is the result, without ever feeling overwhelmed or frustrated. The third thing, our method emphasizes something most traditional programs completely overlook, which is active communication skills. So that sounds very fancy, so let me explain what that means. Most learners struggle because they focus too heavily on passive learning, just listening or reading without practicing active speaking and writing skills. They may recognize words or phrases when hearing them, but struggle greatly when trying to produce the language themselves. Way to Norway tackles this head on by incorporating daily interactive exercises and communication focused tasks. Each module prompts you to actively use what you've learned to speak out loud, write your own sentences, practice pronunciation, and use language actively in context. This active practice rapidly boosts your speaking skills, giving you confidence to engage comfortably in real conversations with native Norwegians. And finally, the Way to Norway method is effective because we consistently reinforce and revisit key vocabulary, grammar, and expressions across different contexts. We call this contextual reinforcement. So, here is an example of how this will work practically. Instead of just learning a word or phrase once, you'll repeatedly encounter it in various real life scenarios and contexts. You'll read it, hear it, say it, and write it, helping it become second nature. Over time, words and grammar patterns as well, they 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 tattoo themselves, they become embedded in your memory, and you'll naturally recall them in conversations without having to consciously think about it. I'll talk a bit more about how this functions later. So, a quick summary of what makes my method very powerful and effective. One, authentic real world Norwegian content. This ensures you learn useful, relevant language skills. Two, daily structured learning keeps you focused, consistent, and prevents overwhelm and feeling overwhelmed. Three, active communication skills practice. This boosts your it boosts your speaking confidence, your comfortability to speak, and ability to use language immediately without another person, noticing that you're obviously a student. The fourth and last thing is contextual reinforcement. This is fancy, but it helps vocabulary and grammar naturally become second nature. Together, these elements create a learning experience that rapidly transform your Norwegian abilities, allowing you to confidently speak, understand, and engage with Norwegians in real life situations. This this structured approach, which is highly effective, is why my students consistently achieve fluency, pass their exams, they increase their confidence, their comfortability, and other people become impressed by how much they progressed in so little time. And I genuinely believe you can achieve exactly the same success. But You don't have to just take my word for it. In the next section, I'll share with you some of the amazing results and transformations experienced by our students. Real stories from real people who once felt stuck, frustrated, and uncertain, but who are now confidently speaking Norwegian every single day and living in Norway. And I've gotten the permission to tell their story, and there's going to be different pictures along that shows the different reviews. So, real results from real students. It's one thing for me to okay, so it's one thing for me to tell you how effective Way to Norway is, but it's far more powerful to show you real examples of what our students have achieved. Since I started Way to Norway, I've seen incredible transformations in our students' lives. Students who initially struggled with basic conversations or felt nervous, felt uncertain, they had become confident, fluent Norwegian speakers, able to comfortably live, work, study, and socialize in Norway. So, a few stories that I really want to share with you from the community. So, there one of the most heartwarming stories is Maria from Spain. She joined Way to Norway because she wanted to study and work in Norway. When she first started, she could barely hold a basic conversation. She was level zero. She was frustrated after months of using apps and textbooks without real improvement. But after just 3 months in our program, Maria was already having clear conversations in Norwegian, understanding real native speech, and feeling more confident every day. And she recently told me, she wrote me a message. So uh, I didn't thought I never thought I'd become fluent. And she's been living in Oslo now for a few months after having been accepted to different university programs. And she just passed her language exam, her B2 level, which is quite well done. And her experience, it demonstrates how quickly progress happens with structured daily practice. There's also Jonathan from the UK, and Jonathan moved to Norway for a job, and then he realized he had to learn Norwegian, so he really got thrown to the wolves. He came to Norway with no Norwegian knowledge. He thought he was going to work in an international environment, which he obviously wasn't, and he therefore struggled with just day-to-day communication. And he took a lot of expensive courses and he felt stuck. He did not improve. He could read Norwegian texts, but found real conversations extremely challenging. When Jonathan joined, everything changed. The authentic daily practice helped him understand real conversation between native speakers and, most importantly, his colleagues, so he could do his job properly. And just by within a few weeks, he noticed significant improvements in both listening and speaking. Uh, Sarah from the US. Uh, Sarah was one of the most unique students I had when I first started out because she was full blood American, but she had great grandparents who came from Norway many years ago, and she really dreamed of connecting more deeply with her Norwegian heritage and family in Norway. For years, she felt embarrassed and discouraged by her inability to communicate clearly with her family in Norway. So she Googled, found Way to Norway, and she had tried a lot of different online resources, a lot of online classes, a lot of online teacher self resources, and without success, she didn't achieve anything. Our our authentic, culturally relevant approach resonated deeply with her. Within just a couple of months, Sarah was having meaningful conversations with her Norwegian relatives for the very first time. And here's how Sarah described her journey. So, Way to Norway helped me finally communicate with my family in Norwegian. I can now hold entire conversations about topics that truly matter to us. It's changed my life, strengthened our relationships, and given me incredible confidence in myself. These stories are just a few examples among many students who had incredible experiences with Way to Norway. And in fact, I'm very blessed, and every single week I receive messages and emails from students and old students who are not here anymore sharing their breakthroughs, passing language exams, securing new jobs, connecting with friends and family, or simply feeling very proud, as they should, of their language progress. And these results are exactly why I'm so passionate about what I do at Way to Norway. I know firsthand that when students finally have access to a structured, authentic method that truly works, amazing results follow. And I firmly believe you can achieve exactly the same level of success. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to quickly just show you what the platform looks like from the inside, exactly what you'll see, use, and experience every single day as a student. You'll immediately understand why so many students find it easy, enjoyable, and motivating to use. So let's jump in and look at this platform together. Now, I want to give you a quick behind the scenes look into the Way to Norway student program platform so you can see exactly what you'll experience when you join. So let's jump right in and explore it together. So when you first log into the Way to Norway student area, you'll immediately see your clear, structured dashboard. This is your daily home base, making sure you always know exactly what you need to do each day. Right here at the top, you'll see your daily module. Each daily lesson is carefully designed to fit neatly into about 20 to 30 minutes, making it easy to complete even on busy days. So let's click on today's module to see exactly how it works. Inside each daily module, you find everything you need clearly laid out for you. Each module includes multiple engaging sections, helping you practice vocabulary, grammar, listening, and speaking skills effectively. Each lesson begins with a clear introduction, explaining exactly what you'll learn and practice today. You'll never feel lost or unsure about what to do next. Below, you'll find today's authentic Norwegian text or article, taken directly from real Norwegian news sources. And this gives you immediate exposure to natural Norwegian language, the kind Norwegians actually use daily. Alongside the text, you'll have clear audio recordings by me. This helps you understand real pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation, so you'll quickly become comfortable understanding spoken Norwegian. As you move down, you'll find a targeted vocabulary list from today's text. Each word or expression has a clear definition and practical example sentences. This immediately helps you understand and internalize the new vocabulary, making sure you're always learning language you'll actually use in conversations. Next is our clear and practical grammar section. Instead of complex grammar explanations, Way to Norway offers short, simple, and highly practical grammar tips related directly to today's topic. Our students regularly say these short grammar sections help them finally grasp grammar concepts that they previously found confusing or difficult. So let's look at the daily tasks. Each day, you have small interactive exercises designed to actively reinforce what you've learned. Short multiple choice quizzes, fill in the blank activities, writing short sentences or paragraphs, and then reading those out loud, speaking practice, helping you actively use the language every single day. This is critical for building confidence in your speaking and writing skills. Of our students' favorite features is the speaking practice section. Here you'll get prompts to practice your speaking aloud. You'll even find audio recordings from me that you can mimic to improve your pronunciation. Students consistently tell me this helps them rapidly build confidence and fluency because they're actively speaking Norwegian every day, not just passively listening. At the end of each module, you clearly see your progress with motivating feedback to keep you engaged and inspired. The Way to Norway platform tracks your daily progress and clearly shows how far you've come. This helps you maintain consistent motivation and build momentum toward achieving fluency. And also, the entire platform is designed to work beautifully on desktop, iPad, mobile phone, whatever, meaning you can easily study anytime, anywhere through its own app, whether you're at home, commuting, or even traveling. So that's your quick inside look at the Way to Norway student platform. I designed this program to be straightforward, clear, engaging, and effective, so you'll always know exactly what to do. You can see your progress every day and steadily move closer to fluency in Norwegian. Next, I'm going to explain exactly how easy it is to get started today. because I'm confident you'll love what you'll experience from the very first lesson and a couple of frequently asked questions. So, before we finish, I want to quickly address some of the most common questions that students ask before joining Way to Norway. These might be questions or concerns you have as well. So, let's clarify them right now. So, question one: I'm really busy. Will I have enough time to study every day? It's a great question and an important one because absolutely you will. I designed each daily lesson to require just about 20 to 30 minutes of focused work. That's it. Way to Norway is specifically built to fit around your busy schedule, whether you're working, studying, or juggling family commitments. And remember, consistent, short practice sessions are far more effective than long, occasional study sessions. Even just 20 minutes a day can dramatically accelerate your progress in Norwegian. Question two: I'm not very good with technology. Will I be able to use the platform easily? Yes, definitely. The Way to Norway platform is incredibly user friendly. It's all hosted on Patreon. You don't need any special tech skills at all. Everything is laid out clearly, intuitively, and simply. All you need to do is log in, and you'll immediately see exactly what you should do that day, the lesson of today, and you have the courses that you're going to follow on the side. And if you ever have questions, I'm here to help. Question three: can I join the program if I'm a complete beginner? Absolutely. Way to Norway is designed and it's actually specifically designed to take students from any starting point, particularly if you're a total beginner. Uh, and the structure models clearly build on each other, guiding you step by step from basic phrases all the way to fluent conversational Norwegian. Question five: how soon will I see results? Most students start seeing clear improvements within just a few weeks. After the first month, you'll already feel far more confident speaking Norwegian and notice significant progress in understanding real conversations. Of course, the key is consistency, and with our structured daily lessons, you'll make progress week by week. But it's important to be patient, and as long as you do the work of inputting all of this, you will learn. Question six: will I learn grammar as well as vocabulary? Yes. Grammar is a key part of learning a language, or that's not true. Grammar is a key part of learning language at a high, comfortable level. But many people worry that grammar will be complicated or boring. In this program, I explain grammar in simple, practical ways that make sense immediately. You'll learn grammar naturally and practically, integrated into daily lessons, making grammar easy to grasp and simple to use right away. Question seven: do I need other books or materials to use alongside the program? No, everything you need is included right here in the platform. I provide all text, audio files, exercises, grammar explanations, vocabulary list, everything is fully integrated. You don't need to buy any additional books or apps. Simply log in and, and your daily learning is completely ready for you. Question eight: what happens after I join? How do I get started? The moment you join Way to Norway, you'll immediately be taken to the page as I showed you, and you'll have full access to your dashboard where all the resources are. If you're level zero, you start by with the A0 course, right? If you feel confident, you jump right into the daily lessons, and you will then see the daily modules ready for you. You can literally begin learning just minutes, seconds after you sign up. I hope this answers some of the questions or concerns you might have had. I want you to feel fully confident that Way to Norway will give you exactly what you need to finally master Norwegian clearly and confidently. So let's move on to the final part where I'll explain exactly how you can join Way to Norway and begin your Norwegian journey right now. Now you have learned exactly how the Way to Norway student program works, why my unique method is so effective, and how my students consistently achieve real, meaningful fluency in Norwegian. So now it's your turn. It's up to you. If you are ready to finally speak Norwegian with confidence, ready to understand real conversations, express yourself clearly, and truly experience the joy of mastering this beautiful language, I invite you to join me today at Way to Norway. Here's exactly how you can get started immediately. Right below this video, you will see a clear link that says Way to Norway. When you click that link, you'll be taken directly to a simple, secure sign up site. It takes just 1 minute to fill out your details, and then you'll get immediate access to the full Way to Norway student program. From that moment, you'll have complete access to all these resources I laid out today in this video: interactive exercises, structured modules, authentic Norwegian content, and everything you need to quickly and confidently master Norwegian. So imagine yourself days and weeks from now having clear, confident conversations in Norwegian, feeling comfortable and natural speaking with native speakers, finally feeling integrated into Norwegian life, culture, work, studies, and social situations, achieving the dream of fluency that you probably had for a very long time since you're here. And this future is absolutely possible for you. And Way to Norway is the proven pathway to help you reach that dream quickly and confidently. So don't wait. Click the button below right now, go to the link, sign up, and start learning Norwegian. Take the first step toward finally mastering Norwegian. I can't wait to welcome you to the Way to Norway student program. You'll get a message from me as soon as I receive the notification. I'll see you there, and together we'll make your goal of fluent Norwegian a reality. Click the link below now, and let's get started.